from InPulse Creatives. We're going to get started very soon. We're just trying to figure out a little bit of a testing to see if all the sounds work. Let us know if you can hear us, if the sound is okay, if there's any glitches on your end. But I'm very excited today to have this wonderful band or part of an ensemble with me today, and Happy New Year. We are starting 2021. 2020 has been a really challenging year, and I hate the word challenging. It's been a really unprecedented year for everyone globally, and I'm hoping we can start off 2021 on a much more positive note. Yet there's sort of still a lot of healing to do, and today I think is so well set up with a moving sound who is really who in a way their music is really healing. And I think we still are in a healing journey, spiritually, mentally, physically. You know, I think the world is still very much in a healing process. And I like to, before I introduce this ensemble, I like to just let them start off with us in a much more of a, I would say not a meditation, but sort of put us in a mindful setting that's positive and that's healing.
We'd love to do that. Everything sounding okay so far?
We'll find out.
Okay. Okay.
Trying. Okay.
I want to invite the people that you can close your eyes if you want and just feel the sound, feel the vibration, feel we all connected to each other, to the energy around you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was, I feel a lot more at peace now and a lot more calmer. And I think, it really has been a lot of troubling times. But before we get into that deep side, I'd like to welcome A Moving Sound.
Hello, everyone.
They're an ensemble based here in Taiwan, and I've had the pleasure of knowing them for quite a few years now. So without further ado,
Because you're from Taiwan.
Yes.
Yes, this is Taiwan energy.
Yay for Taiwan.
Yes.
We love it.
So without further ado, I'll just let you guys introduce yourself, and then we can just start chatting and see, who's joining us throughout the evening.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. We are grateful to Cindy that she's opening a window to share for us and for all the artists to be sharing now, since you can't do much else. So we're glad to have a time to connect with music. Actually, Cindy's kind of introducing this platform to me for our group. We haven't done a lot of virtual stuff. Actually, I think this is our first virtual event.
Been live.
Right. Virtually live.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
It's our first time. Cindy's kind of gave me the little introduction to how this works, and so we're glad. It's nice.
So before Mia introduces herself, I'm sorry, we're having a little bit of a technical issue, but do bear with us.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a minute. Sorry, guys. Thank you.
We'll work it out.
Technology normally works, but remember, people, is sometimes also can glitch up.
Okay.
This is part of the art of improvisation.
There you go.
We are
There
improvising.
you go.
Especially nowadays, I think it's so hard to trying to control everything. You have
Of
to
course.
follow the flow. Yeah.
Is there anything we can do to help? Do we need to pause for a second? And
Maybe, but you just keep talking. It's cool.
okay. Okay.
But as of now, only Scott's mic is online, so you guys.
Then we should be passing it.
Maybe we should pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we do that?
Pass it when we're talking 10 minutes.
I guess talking about, flexibility, adaptability. Yes, I think now more than ever, we are in the creative industry, yet I think oftentimes we get ourselves into a position where a lot of things become autopilot. And I want to get your thoughts on what are some of your...
She just went like this.
I know, yes.
So that means...
So,
I'll use your mic.
okay, we can all use mine.
Yes.
Yes. Yay.
Testing.
Let us know, guys. Let us know.
Checking, testing, singing.
Checking. 1, 2, 3.
So does it mean that
We lost a mic. Where's the other one?
What?
No, we got it.
Oh.
Sing the song.
Okay.
The first song.
Oh, okay. Well, we already have a question coming in.
Okay.
I don't understand this old Chinese and new Chinese plus white man. What are they all doing together?
This is like the city of brotherly love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Hurley, go poop. Okay. We will explain.
I'm actually not white. I'm kind of like beige.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at me closely, I'm kind of...
Yeah, we all kind of look very similar. You're honorary. I think Scott is an honorary Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
this has a little bit husband and wife energy.
A little
there
bit.
you go.
We're a
There
little
you-
bit husband and wife.
A little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. But why don't we start off by, why don't you continue and just, yes, for all the audiences out there, Mia and Scott are a couple. They are married.
Yes.
And I remember when you guys told me the story, it was so fascinating because you guys first actually met in New York.
Yep.
Is that correct?
I'm a
okay.
New Yorker.
Yes. There you go. Like me.
Yes.
I'm a New Yorker.
Yes.
So rock on, New York.
And
Yeah, and I'll let you guys tell us, where did it all begin?
we met in New York when I was there for Fulbright scholarship, and so we met through contact dance.
Yes.
Can you contact with me?
Contact people probably, if you don't know, contact improvisation. You know what that is, Cindy?
Actually, I do not. Educate me.
Contact improvisation is like a miracle on earth. It's a form of dance that blends modern dance and actually Aikido So it's improvising dance form, but you're also in contact with your partner and improvising. It's amazing. Google it. It's amazing.
I
Contact
mean,
dance.
so the way we met is actually
doing it.
already, you know, we are attracted to the improvisation energy, and that's how we met. And it also it's quite a big part of our music, how we create the music. Actually, there's a lot of process. We improvise, and then we find the creative idea. Yeah, so how we started is also how we continuing to use that
We're very
improvisation
oriented
energy.
to improvisation. When you think about it, improvisation is kind of like spontaneous composition.
Right.
So that's what we do. We're both into the creative process of composing on the spot, and sometimes we would just do it as a improvisation and give it away, and then sometimes, hey, it becomes a piece, and then it's a set piece. So that's how we met, doing contact improvisation dance in New York 20 plus years ago.
2001.
Yeah, we met,
And
and I said, hey, I like you very much. I would like to continue to work with you. How about, would you like to move to New York?
I said no. I want to go back to Taiwan. That's the place that I love. So he just bought one-way tickets and followed me.
Yeah.
Wow.
International stalking.
You were very determined to buy a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
But tell me, Scott, because I remember you were saying you were also actually in a rock band. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was singer-songwriter,
Okay.
doing singer-songwriter stuff, like playing all the venues in New York City, CBGB's when I was still there, and
Yes.
Knitting Factory and everything. I was doing that. And also, though I did experimental music,
Okay.
worked with dancers and improvisation. I was in there was a festival of improvisation at the Kitchen on the West Village. I was involved in that. So yeah, singer-songwriter, experimental musician.
Okay. Excellent. Well, you kind of let us, at the beginning with this bowl and this wooden stick. Can you explain to us what that is? I think not a lot of people know what that is. What kind of, do you call it an instrument? Do you call it a...
Right. I wonder, do people hear it at the beginning when we...
Yeah,
there was
I want. Did anyone hear it before?
Because
Okay.
the mic...
It was good.
So someone is saying, the volume is very low. Okay. Let us know, Stephen Liao, whether the volume is
okay
better now. Yeah. And let us know if people were if people heard us earlier when Mia took us on this spiritual journey.
Here previously we did a piece with these singing bowls.
Yeah, the singing bowls. Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so this is we call it singing bowl, and it's made of actually like 7 different metals.
Oh, okay.
So that's how the vibration is special.
Okay.
And where did we get them?
We got it from Dharamsala when we were there, listen to Dalai Lama's talk.
In India.
In India.
Oh, wow.
So it's really special energy.
Okay.
And when we sing, we improvise because it's almost like a moment of the experience of presence through the pure vibration. Singing is vibration. This is vibration. And the energy is vibration interflow. Yeah. So it has a feeling of purifying or meditative quality.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're somehow linked. They're linked. They're in a tradition. Okay. Yeah, somehow it's linked. It's a traditional spiritual practice instrument. That's as I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it's also becoming like a healing tool. Actually, there's some people did it like different chakra, like different pitch, different
The
tone.
sound healing genre.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there a right are you supposed to turn it a specific way, or
Oh,
is it?
maybe she'll let you try it, and we will know.
hard.
For people
Oh,
that have
really?
no idea.
Okay. Oh
Use
my
this one.
God.
No, this is the easier one.
Okay.
Really? Is
How do you know? Maybe.
It's you get like
Okay.
build a little friction.
Okay.
That's the way.
Okay. So there's no like. Is there a way to either do
No,
it? No.
Either you
Yes.
make sound or you don't.
I
Oh,
will-
really?
Yes.
I think first you open your so you
Yeah.
don't grab the sound. You let it ring. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you do this, it's like you have a center. So you
Okay.
follow the center, and
It's
and
almost
then
like-
you give a little bit pressure on the
Okay.
edge.
Little friction.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's okay.
This,
if
this feels so scientific.
yeah.
And more pressure.
Sometimes if you tap it a little bit.
Oh,
and then
you
go-
have to touch it. Yeah.
Oh.
And give a lot of pressure. Oh, no, I noticed that she's doing like an air singing bowl.
You have to friction it. You have to
Oh.
lean against it. Yes.
Right. And then follow the sound and
Keep
give
going.
a little bit more pressure, a little bit speed.
Oh wow.
You got it. You got it.
That is so gnarly.
Everyone hear that, right?
Singing.
And when you do it, you can feel because all the arm feel the
It does.
vibration.
You're feeling. Oh my God. You're feeling the vibration through your arm.
Yes.
That is so cool.
And then bring your focus. Yeah, it's naturally you feel you wanna focus on it. So yeah, isn't it amazing?
Ooh. Oh wow.
Yes, you're really
Now she wants
good.
one.
Only one time you got it.
Is it not
Yeah.
supposed to be? Is it challenging for a lot of people?
It
Yes.
depends. Some people
It
they
is.
get it immediately. Some people try 20 times and cannot
Get any sound?
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
Congratulations. You are
Thank you. I
You're-
passed.
you are part of the elite singing bowl group.
Yeah, because
So is that singing bowl? Where does it originate from?
people call it Tibetan
Okay.
singing bowl. So a lot of Tibetan, their religious practice, they use this,
Okay.
and so you can see a lot in Tibet or India
Yeah.
or Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah, and because besides singing with a moving sound, I also teach sound and healing. So
okay.
I
Okay.
use a lot of this kind of, we call it sound healing instrument.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So before I do also want to talk a little bit about that, but before we do that, I still want to kind of go back to
Who is
talk
this?
to-
What's the group?
yes. What is the group? What is a moving sound? Why is it called a moving
If
sound?
you want to check it out more, you can Google it. It's a space moving space sound. A
Great.
moving sound. And where did that name come from?
It's from Chinese. We call it 生动. 生动. It means, I mean, the character one is sound.
Yeah. one
Dong is movement.
Movement.
One day I will
And-
always remember. She came up with the name first,
Okay.
and she in Chinese, and then she thought for a second. It's like, okay, translation is a moving sound. I said, that's a good name.
It is a good name.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So I mean, in a way, is I was also a modern dancer, so I love
Okay.
movement and singing, and usually I combine these two elements in our performance. But at the same time, I think Cindy knows 生动 means your life is, as how do you explain it? Like a
Yes.
Animated.
Yeah.
Animated.
Yeah.
And so our music is something we want to create this music that can vibrate and resonate with people in
Right.
that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And interesting, even in English, the word moving has two meanings, right?
Yeah, people
The
feel
car is
touched.
moving by, or
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah,
moving,
moving.
emotionally moving.
Right.
Is that similar to the Chinese?
Yes, I think so.
It's
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
different layers of the
Yeah,
meaning.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So how would you describe your music?
Good question.
Our normal band member has 5 people,
Okay.
and today that only me and Scott
Mhm.
is here. We are the founder of this group, and you want to talk about the instrumental?
Okay. Yeah, well, yes, there's the two of us, and I switch back and forth between this instrument that you haven't seen yet called zhongran.
I guess you have to show
Show
it.
them.
Okay, this one. I play this.
Maybe hold it.
I can see. I play this. It's called zhongran.
That's the
Zhongran.
I'll
zhongran.
play it later.
It's to me, I always think of it as a larger, rounder wooden banjo.
Exactly. It's hollow.
Every time I see it, I just think of immediately a larger, rounder banjo with a lot more. It's not even a hollow sound, but it has that wooden, earthy sound.
It's
Right.
warm. It's
Yeah.
warm.
So,
Yeah, so I switch between that and bass,
Mm-hmm.
bass guitar, and use them both for composition. So that's what I do. Some voice, she's voice, and then we also have an erhu player,
Mm.
erhu, 2 streams,
2-stringed instrument,
instruments,
and then we have another a person who also plays the zhongran, and another
liu qing.
liu qing is like a smaller stringed
sounds
instrument.
a little bit like in between pipa and ukulele.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
And so those are very we say ethnic traditional instruments.
Yeah, they're ethnic. So why? Why those instruments?
And also the fifth is a percussionist.
Yeah,
Right.
percussion we use different kind like from traditional
Chinese percussion.
yeah,
some
Taiwanese
pieces are
drum
traditional.
or
Chinese drum.
doumbek or
We switch
African.
around in our percussion. So it's 5 people. And basically what we're doing, we are inspired by the sounds of the instruments.
Yeah.
And we're also inspired by all the different types of music that you find in Taiwan. And there's a lot of different, from ancient traditional musics that have come from mainland China to indigenous
Right.
music to folk music. All different kinds of music live here. And we're inspired by all these different kinds. And we kind of just freely reinterpret them.
Okay.
We just borrow, get inspired,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes by the sounds, sometimes take a little piece of a melody of this or what, and just freely reinterpret it.
Okay.
I think that is what he described is just how the combination for me is it's more about like I'm trying to find my own identity.
Right.
When I met Scott in New York, it's a feeling like where did I come from and what's the specialty of this place? And this is always a big question.
Right.
Yeah, as my parents were immigrants from China and I
Yeah.
was growing up in Taiwan and I really
Right.
want to find my own connection to this place.
Right.
So I feel really drawn into some tradition from
Right.
this island, this beautiful place.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm very creative. I feel Taiwan has an ocean quality is we want to try something new and create something original. So
Right.
that's how when we met, it's just the New Yorkers avant-garde energy and I bring in
Right.
the traditional ethnic
But I'm not the only one that has the avant-garde stuff. Well, while she was in New York, she won a competition and did a workshop with Meredith Monk. So she's also very
Wow.
experimental,
Yeah.
even more experimental than
Right.
me. So
Right.
so I think we're both interested in
creative.
creating new combinations. I mean, we work with Sue Bernstein
Mm-hmm.
as our representative, and I like her roster. She calls it creative hybrids,
Yes.
and so I believe that's we're our creative hybrid.
Right.
We are
Yes.
sourcing what's here, but both of us have an orientation to just kind of coming up with something new. I think that's what we do.
And it landed in something. It's not just creative.
No, it's not ba- ba-
Well,
ba-
I mean, no, I think
Yeah.
that's the key is that it's in a way it's hard to, I think in the music business, we like to categorize musicians and put them in boxes.
Right.
And in some ways, I feel it could be detrimental for artists who's trying to survive or make it or try to find their own voice and their own style and their own artistic, their artistic expression. And when I hear your music, it makes sense. Like you said, it all makes sense, yet there's a newness to it too.
Thank you.
There's a newness that is not just all these traditional instruments trying to play, you know,
not copy.
yeah,
Some
exactly. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not trying to just be, playing music that people hear using different instruments. Like there's a lot of arrangements, a lot of sounds, and a combination of all of these instruments coming, like creating new songs or new sounds that make sense. But it's not, it's not because it's the traditional sound. It just sounds completely different.
I think I really sometimes I try to say, what are we? And I try to make an equation. And I would say it's like 30% ethnic and 40% art,
right?
And then 30% spirit. So,
Right.
So I think that's what I feel. And I actually, both of us are very interested in art. We're visual artists and dancers. So I think what we're trying to do is like take in and then just independently channel something new, make art. I think we're trying to make art.
That's great.
And I'm more like a storyteller. Yeah. So each song for me is like I create some theatrical content. I mean, it's not literally I'm speaking some story, but the song's emotion is a lot of dimension.
Right.
So that's different than mainstream. Quality. Yeah.
Right. No, I mean it is. It's what you present it is like you said, it's storytelling, and you have all these elements that happens all at the right time that makes sense, and it's very refreshing to the ears.
Thanks.
And especially that healing part, that aspect. When I hear your music, there's that animation of it. There is the seriousness of it, but all the time I hear that healing quality, that you're trying to connect with the higher spirits and of the earth, I think.
Oh, thanks.
And
Glad you can feel that.
No, I do every time I hear you sing and when I hear the ensemble play. So maybe you want to share with us another piece,
okay,
so they actually can hear what we've been talking
about.
That
makes sense.
Yes, it could be like so abstract, just by understanding from
and
the words.
and while they're playing, please guys, feel free to ask any questions or share any thoughts. I'm monitoring the comments. If we're too loud, too soft, you can't hear us, just keep us posted. But yeah, I'll let you guys take it away. What are you gonna play for us now?
Maybe you can explain a little bit.
Yeah, when sometimes use the word spiritual, it's still like abstract. But maybe what I can say is one short stories. One time when I play in New York State, one festival, and there actually is one media person is interviewing me. And I still remember that she's using camera. I only see one of her eyes. Okay. At the time, people still now people use a cell phone. So she asked me about what's the quality that in the singing. Why she feel
about your
she
singing.
doesn't she doesn't understand the lyrics, but she feel touched. Yeah. And then she say something, and I say that I feel through the singing and emotion connection, I feel a feeling of wanting to invite people to come to a home. And then I see only one eyes of her eyes that tears.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still remember the moment. So I feel this is something that for me is very personal and also very universal.
Right. Okay.
So this song.
Tell the story about what this song comes from.
This song,
the
name is Meeting in the Emptiness. So it's also a spiritual
meeting in the emptiness. That is.
Yeah, it's like this is virtual world. It's like this, like sometimes.
I guess it's very fitting, right?
Yeah, we might not be in one same space, but and even not the same time. I feel there's timeless, but in some way, love can meet without all this boundary. So This song is also a good song to show you. Is at the first part we will sing 4 lines of Mandarin Chinese, and it will be a beautiful poem. And the poem is maybe I should explain it first so you can have a little bit connection. 云飞天不动 The cloud is moving, the sky never move. 船动岸不移 The boat is sailing away, the coast never move. 人离心不离 People separate, but the heart's connection is always there. 情谊永不断 Love is always there for you.
That is beautiful.
So we will sing this poem at the beginning, and then I will go into my own creative language. It's, just let yourself just connect, because it's my creative language, and what you receive is what you are understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Wow. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So we have a question from Hello Every. He wants to know that little piece that you were doing with your mouth. What that is.
Good question.
Jaw harp.
Jaw hop.
Yes.
Oh, jaw harp.
Exactly.
Jaw harp. Wow. That's a tongue twister.
So yeah, this says all the beginning of sound is from vibration.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you walk into, especially in Taiwan, into the garden or tropical place, you hear all the bugs.
Ah, yes.
So that is a very, very simple understanding about all the sounds come from, and this is it. So my mouth will be a resonating space,
Okay.
and then it will, create the vibration.
Mm-hmm. That is so cool. That is so fun. That is so cool.
So it's
Thank you.
Actually, it's a really old instrument found in many, many cultures.
like a Siberia,
Okay.
especially, and Taiwan. We have from Aborigine culture, but it's used bamboo.
Bamboo,
the
right?
material.
Yeah,
But
I've
this
seen
this
those.
is
Yeah.
copper.
Okay.
copper, yeah,
Okay.
copper.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Again, it's kind of like what we do. We just find interesting things and bring
I
them
know.
in.
I
That's it.
know.
She
It's like
she just found it. I like that, and she just brought it in. Yeah.
I like something, and it's like a little bit primitive.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that because it make me feel connecting to the body.
Right.
Yeah, this is so simple, but it's very physical in some way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think another thing is, aside from that healing aspect, it's also that you're really close to the earth when I hear your music.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
like
you feel so grounded,
Mm.
and that's, I think, so unique, and you're really playing from the soul, and you're capturing all the spirits from around the world,
Mm.
and using very traditional Chinese instruments. So how different is it to play the ran from the guitar?
Well, the truth is, I wouldn't really know because what I'm really good at playing is the French horn.
What?
I went to music school, music
Okay.
conservatory for French horn. From when I was a little kid
Yeah.
up until university, I was like totally schooled to be a classical French horn player.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was-
Okay.
It was my father's dream.
Right.
So, and then I got like halfway through the conservatory program, and it was the strangest thing that, like, I was totally obsessed, a total typical classical musician,
Okay.
totally focused, and I had like, yeah, I had been in a special school and just only thought about it. My uncle is a cellist in the Cleveland Symphony, and it's like, Scott's going to be a classical French horn player.
Right.
Halfway through the program, one night, without any prior thought about it,
Yeah.
after a normal day, it was just like a light switch went off. It's like, I think I'm done.
Really?
Yes. It was the most bizarre thing. It was like a light switch.
Okay.
Just like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I just put it in the box, and I was done.
And that was done.
It was weird. I mean, I was only 22 at the time, but it was.
Were you already done with the conservatory, or you were
No,
still in
I was
conservatory?
halfway through.
Wow. And then
Yes.
you just like, that's it, and you never went back. You never
Not
looked
to
back.
being a classical musician.
Right. But do you still play the French horn?
Yes. I mean, not recently, but
Right.
I used it a lot. We have 3 albums,
Okay.
and it's in every one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But do you ever use it in your live performance, the French
No.
horn?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't.
Okay.
Only I used it in studios, but
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe
So-
we should next time.
Maybe I should.
Maybe. I mean, you're
Actually,
grabbing sounds and, from different ideas,
French
different
horn is
spaces.
really hard to play, though.
I know.
And once, if you just don't play for a couple of years, you lose the ability. But yeah.
So what is the
Yeah, he, I say she. Oh my God! You know, in our language, there's no she or he.
I
Right,
know.
It's
no pronouns.
Only one kind.
Yes.
Okay, you can call me she.
Yeah. So it's really good balance if we can find the yin and yang's movement
Right.
together. But
Right.
it takes us years to reach to the place that
Right.
it's becoming a really oneness flow.
Right. Right. And your side of the story?
No, well, actually, what the part I was going to say about is
No challenge. We never fight.
no, I wouldn't say that. I would say that I think you keep asking about the music, and you mentioned the spiritual part and where does it come from, and for me, I think the source of it for both of us is a very deep internal compass, like very much going in. And for me anyway, music and composition, and this you also pick up the healing part. It's like it is some kind of touching of something that's deep inside, and actually for me it's a healing to find a channel to bring it out. Like me speaking myself, it's like actually I have a lot of obstacles
Right.
to that kind of free
Right.
expression. So
Right.
so the process of going in and identifying and expressing, it's very healing. And it transcends all my limitations, and then I can come out and express this experience inside myself. So I think that's the well
Right.
that I'm drawing from, and I think she's doing the same thing, and that's
Okay.
why we are in parallel. Is she also, for her as well as me, the creative process has been a very it's healing, but to say it's very much a place where we have found a way to know the full expanse of who
Right.
we are.
Right.
She also, I had my own kinds of limitations and blocks, and she came from a place where there was no music in her family.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
He was forced to do the music, and
Right.
my father
I-
forced me to play the French horn.
and I never had the opportunity to study arts and music. So
Right.
we came from two totally
Different-
opposite direction, but
Right.
meet together.
So I guess backtracking a little bit, going back to you, what made so you were not one of the typical Asian families that needed to play the piano or the violin?
No, unfortunately, my parents were we were really poor, and
Mhm.
they were labor workers.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Immigrants.
yes, immigrants, and so
They
they
came
just
here with
tried to
absolutely nothing.
survived.
Right.
And actually, the way I connected to the music, it came from a lot of feeling. I mean, suffering, but it's emotionally suffering. Like the whole process in Asia, the school is so big pressure
Yeah.
and study
yes.
and study, and so actually the school didn't allow me to do anything related to arts.
Right.
It's like
They didn't have much.
forbidden.
They didn't have much anyway, because it's in a small town outside
Yeah.
of Taipei. It's in Keelung, so they didn't have much anyway.
Right.
But what they did have, they wouldn't let her touch it because she was a smart one. And arts were for the, what would you say, not as smart.
Academically.
Academically, yes.
Yeah.
And so they kind of forced her, and I don't know, but it was so competitive,
Right.
especially she wore her class ranking on her shirt every day in school. She was number 1 for her whole elementary and junior high school,
Right.
under enormous pressure, and so she was blocked
Right,
from
so,
her creativity.
So I actually have been feeling a hunger to find my own exit, like
Yeah.
any way I
So you
can
felt like
express
you were
myself.
trapped. You're in a way
Yes.
really trapped
I
in
even slowly, actually, I slowly,
shut down.
I don't really talk
Talk.
much,
Right.
and I don't feel language can express myself.
Right.
So I came into singing. Singing
Okay.
is something I always feel like there is a world I create. It's safe and
Yeah, a
I
safe
can
haven.
fully expressing myself. So the way I came to the door of art is really a very pure purpose to explore myself and explore what kind of expression I can connect it to the world. It's true self.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's so interesting. I feel like you guys should be switching, right? Because her kind of story is very much almost like a western, almost like a western story, right? And then whereas yours is you were just like that would be like a typical Asian family.
Thing, like,
Right?
Nowadays.
Nowadays, right?
yeah,
Nowadays.
play the piano, you have to. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, it's interesting.
Exactly.
I think the common part is we both had some kind of, obstacle put in our path, and then
Right.
and the creativity was like the little grain of sand
Yeah.
in the oyster,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
make the pearl.
Right.
Yeah, and because I didn't came from academic world, so my influence is so diverse that I can use theatrical background and
Right.
storytelling and experimental way.
Excellent. So, continuing on that creative process, is it just between the two of you, and then the musicians from the ensemble then come and just play, or is it also a creative process with the other musicians in the ensemble as well?
Well, it tends to be either I or she do create the foundation, and we create a foundation. If it's me, I'll create an instrumental foundation, a melody, and then I'll say, bring it to her, and then she'll create the vocal part and the whole theatrical story around it. Like I might make a simple little folk melody, ding 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 ding, dong 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 dong, and I bring it to her, and she turns it into this whole story about the Taiwanese market, the night market.
Right.
So and that's one piece people like. So that's the way it works when I start it, and then she'll do her part, and then we say, okay, we go to the musicians, and they basically create their layers based on the foundation I give, and they create all their own solos. And,
Right.
And occasionally, they also say, hey, try this. They'll suggest an arrangement idea.
So is it hard because you got the ensemble is with your with traditional instruments, and think people will think of it at least it's very traditional. I mean, but you guys are coming with so many different, almost very untangible ideas. Was it hard to find musicians that understood you guys artistically and your visions of what you wanted to do? Someone is saying that we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty.
You want me to go out and give?
Let me hang on
Why
one.
don't you let me do it?
Okay,
You keep
sure.
going.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
People cannot hear us.
I think so. I think our stream has actually paused. Hang on. Have we paused? We're back. We're apparently back.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back again.
Just some pause in the stream of life.
Yeah.
Of life.
We have life again. We have life
Okay.
again.
Thank you.
Sorry. Welcome to the world of Twitch. But this makes it real. We are real. It's not
Yes, this
rehearsed
is
at all.
Live.
This is live.
Okay.
This is live. Yeah, so,
Thank you.
because your music is very, in a way, ideally, artistically, it's hard to explain. And when you have these musicians
Okay. You asked if
come-
it's hard to
Is
get
it hard to
musicians.
find a
Let me just
musician?
say simply no.
Oh, okay.
Because part of I will say, let me say my part.
Okay.
My feeling is partly I feel being in Taiwan.
Yes.
I feel we work with a lot of young musicians,
Right.
and I feel that they've all been eager to try new things. That's
Okay.
what my experience is.
Right.
We bring them in, and I mean, some different musicians have more ability to improvise, but I find them all enjoy it and are eager to try new things. Whereas I think other places people are a little more rigid. They
Okay.
might not get it, but I find the musicians here to be quite eager and interested and capable, quite skilled. So this is my experience.
Okay. Mia?
I mean, I agree with that part. That our company is 18 years old, so thinking about from the very beginning,
Right.
there's not many people understand this kind of a little bit like a fusion and this kind of music style.
Right.
So and we want people that have very good traditional instrument skill.
Exactly.
So actually, at the beginning, our musicians said it's really hard for them first. When they perform, they cannot read the music sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's
Because I don't
why?
write them music sheets.
Oh, you don't?
That's one
That's why they can't
reason.
read them, because I don't write them.
I mean, this is just one reason. Another reason is I
I've
don't
never
like.
heard anyone complain.
I like this interaction. People
Okay.
look at each other, and some part is at the beginning. We have some part is improvising. You feel the energy. So, if they are purely from the academic traditional music category, actually it's hard for them.
Right.
And then we want to find people they are interested to explore like a little bit jazz, world music, different genre.
Right.
So
Right.
people they have to wanting that. But I agree with Scott. Is the recent 8 years we feel seems are starting to grow. There are more younger generation. They have a lot of experience and they are very capable. More and more. Yeah.
That's good. No, that's really good to hear that there is a good crop of musicians in Taiwan.
Yes,
You know.
I feel it's very fertile here.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and speaking of which, of course, Taiwan has been so blessed to almost in a way be the safest place, during this whole pandemic. I don't think it's even a pandemic anymore. I think it's just almost it's created a new life of its own, that it's part of us, and I think it's still raging around the world, and in some parts it's kind of getting even worse. And Taiwan has managed to be in a way its own safe haven, and it's the only place that people are going to shows, people are going to the theater, people are going to arenas.
It's totally normal, except for people wearing masks in public spaces,
Right.
on the transportation and banks and stuff like that. But almost like
Right.
normal.
Yeah,
Right.
even and now it's 2021, but last year even we did a few we did quite a few live performance.
Yeah.
When I posted on Facebook, all my friends in other country was like,
Right.
"What? Is this a live
a
performance?"
real show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we feel really grateful.
I think everyone around the world is very envious of Taiwan right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a big article in the New York Times a couple days ago, just to
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Taiwan. I mean, of course, being a small island, there's an advantage
Right.
to containing and being able
Right.
to manage and block
Right.
your borders and watch. Number one, but number two is Taiwan also had experience,
Yes.
with
SARS.
SARS,
Yeah.
and so they had a heads up for that. They were really ready. They're not
Mhm.
playing around. As soon as they caught wind of it, like
Yeah.
happening, they just shut the border down, and they
Right.
just contained it. They just totally contained it, and
Mhm,
so that
mhm.
they basically tracked every single occurrence. Every occurrence was numbered
Right.
as it came in and tracked and stopped.
Okay.
It's just like that. We're just lucky that they had the intelligence and the experience to be able to contain it completely.
And
That's what
people
happened.
here are willing to
That's the other part.
support the things
Yes.
about wearing masks and keep just follow up the rule in a reasonable way.
Right. Right.
And it also just shows. I mean, Taiwan is. If you don't know anything about Taiwan, I will tell you. Taiwan is a really cool place. I mean, Taiwan. I mean, just in this instance, Taiwan has a digital minister. Number one, that's cool. Number two,
Right.
she's transgender.
That's
And it-
really awesome.
And it's just like this place is so progressive. It leads the way in a lot of I mean, Asia is pretty conservative generally,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
Taiwan is the first place to legalize gay marriage.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then we have a
Exactly.
Transgender digital minister. I mean,
So so what is a digital minister supposed to do?
well, I'm sorry, well, is organizing all the uh, everything related to digital management. Like, for example, I'm not very smart about this stuff, but one practical example is Taiwan set up uh, an app that managed mask buying.
Oh.
Like each person
Oh
was
yes, I heard about
Yeah.
that.
each person was allocated X number of masks per week, and then
Okay.
you went in and used your phone in the pharmacy, and they let you know, and that also prevented hoarding. So they had so many per week.
Wow.
And that's what kept the supply even, and
And
that's
no.
one
And-
example.
And you can use your health card. Then
and with, yes,
yeah,
Okay.
it connected to the whole
national
government's
insurance.
health
So
insurance
that
system
app-
quickly.
Right. So
Yeah.
that app is still
Yes,
available for all the people to download then?
I don't know now.
I think
I don't know
that
if
was
it's even.
the very early period of time
Okay.
when there's not enough mask.
Yes.
Mhm,
But now
mhm.
it's here.
Now
we
they're
have
now
plenty.
it's not an issue. There's so many that they're exporting them, but
Right. Right.
that's an example of what
exactly.
our digital minister wrote the code for that. So,
No,
yes,
really?
yes.
Wow.
That's what
wow.
that's what she's all about.
Okay.
And so that's just one example of like being a step ahead.
A step ahead, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I know we had a little bit of a technical issue, and I hope those who lost us came back. And for some of you who are just hopping on, thank you for joining us today. And I'm really, I'm super honored to have a moving sound and ensemble based here in Taiwan with us today to share with us about their musical journeys, about life in Taiwan. And we were just talking about how, Taiwan is really right now the safest place in the world. And I feel that too, being here now for now almost 2 months.
Mm.
And and the fact that there's a digital minister in Taiwan is really, really cool. So, that being said, I know you guys were all preparing as an ensemble to tour internationally.
Yes.
We had the worst possible timing. We had been arranged with a pretty cool tour, including we were at Symphony Space Theater
Wow.
in Manhattan,
Yeah.
presented by the World Music Institute.
Yes,
And,
yes.
we're like the last week before they closed everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes, a week before they were doing shows. It was like April 15th was our
Whew.
show. Yeah, 1 week before they were still doing shows, and then they shut it off.
They shut it
They
off.
shut everything down.
Okay.
So yeah, and it was of course it was enormously. We've been working for like 2 years for this tour
Yeah.
and all this stuff. So yeah, it was. I mean, the good news is everything's been rescheduled,
Great.
but it was hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
like everybody's been
Right.
crushed.
I think it's the devastation in the business, and it's one of those things that people don't understand, like it's not just the artist level, right? You guys are impacted first, but then it's a whole trickle effect that the culture and entertainment economy takes
Right.
up a lot of the overall economy, almost anywhere between like 40 to 50% of economy in different around the world.
Yeah.
And for this to happen, it's not just we're not just talking about the musicians. We're talking about the tech person, the grip, the lighting
Yeah.
person,
Everybody
the
in the
usher,
theater. Yeah.
the ticketer,
Right.
the promoter, all of the people that the people that are selling at the concession stands at the arena, the
Yeah.
people that are selling you the wine during the intermission,
All affected.
all affected,
Yeah.
all the cleaning crew that maintains the theater, maintains the arena. And it's very unfortunate that around the world we end up being the last one. Our industry is the last one to be taken care of because we are not deemed as essential.
All right.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
really, really unfortunate. But, you know, being here in Taiwan and seeing how the country's dealing with, you know, with this situation, I think I'm really I remain hopeful, and I remain very, very positive that, you know, we will all get back onto
Wow.
the right track.
Yeah, I mean that's what human beings do. I mean, we get knocked down, but we just, you know, we're working on it. It will come back. It's just no one could ever have dreamed. This is like
Right.
science fiction. Now
Right.
it's science reality. It's just like,
Right. Yeah.
but
yeah.
it'll come back. It's just, you know, we'll be transformed, you know, through all
Yeah.
this.
I mean, what, you know, just kind of going back into your of course, everything shutting down. You know, you guys have also toured around the world. You know,
Yeah.
like as an ensemble touring. You know, like what are some of your favorite parts about touring or least favorite parts about touring? Because you know, people don't realize that touring is actually can be also very challenging. And you know, from just emotionally and especially actually physically. So what do you remember as being your favorite part and
Well, first
least
thing
favorite
comes.
part?
Well, I love to tour. I mean,
Right.
Taiwan is small, so we get a chance to go
Right.
into international audience, and it's so wonderful. You know, and we do a lot in U.S. and Europe and
Yeah.
music festivals and universities, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just so grateful to be able to connect and share. That's what artists love.
Right.
You know, but when you talk about touring for some reason, if you want, the first thing that comes into my mind is Mexico.
Oh.
Mexico. When I think of Mexico, I think of heaven and I think of hell.
Really?
Heaven and hell in Mexico. That's like, for me, Mexico has been just the extremes. The audiences in Mexico are like the most, for me, have been the warmest audiences that we've experienced.
Right.
Like the appreciating the music, like some of the early festivals we went to, Olinkan Festival, it doesn't exist anymore. It was like the most beautifully curated world music festival you could imagine. It was just so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
The festival, and just being there, and the audiences are just like gushing with joy and love, and we just love Mexico and Mexican people, and
Yeah.
so that was we had one song. We have one song. I'm stuck. This is still the heaven part. Just
Yeah. The heaven part. Okay.
the heaven part. Like one song, we have one song called "The Water of Life." It's this beautiful, ethereal song, and we played it, and even in the middle of it, we had this little sprinkles of rain coming, and afterwards, an old grandfather came up to us and said, "You made God cry."
Oh wow.
You know, it was like this beautiful.
That's powerful.
This poetry and all this. We love to be there.
Right.
You know, hell.
And
tell
you're
the-
gonna leave the hard part to your wife.
You want to tell the hell story?
I think it's
It's a sad.
2016 that we performed in a very big festival at Savantino Festival.
Sorrentino, yeah.
And it's like the biggest Latin American cultures festival. And we did such a great show in the historical site.
Okay.
And just when we finished and I came back to the hotel, just ready to have fun. I put all my stuff and I open my luggage and I cannot find my money. Those money including other money is together. It's like
$3,000
$3,000
for some reason. We had.
Wow.
And it was someone
The worst part
came
is
into our room with room card and
the worst
steal
part
it.
is we were totally set up. Like, yeah.
Oh wow.
We found out later, and we saw it on the security camera at the front desk of the hotel.
Yeah.
We saw the guy who was given a key to our room by the front desk. He
Okay.
tricked them, maybe.
Make it
Okay, I'm making this.
briefly.
Okay, basically, he tricked us. When we were arriving, he pretended to be press.
Oh.
He pretended to be press, and he asked some details about us.
Right.
And somehow, and then
So strong. And I actually tell them the story. I say, I lost the money.
Yeah.
but you
now,
have healed us through your.
Yeah.
I say, but right now I feel abundance that what you have
Oh.
given to me.
Right.
and it's like, I don't know, it's not like hell. It's just some experience I feel
Yeah.
like.
The wheel going
Yeah.
around.
Oh.
And I get so much love from the audience. They came
Yeah.
after the show. People take off their earring, take
Oh,
off their necklace.
wow.
One woman ran back to her house and
Yeah.
got like some little knitting thing and came back
That's
and gave.
all, what they
That's
have,
what
and
we
they
experienced
share
in
with me.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's I keep saying over and over again, you know, I think that's the magical power of music, right? When you're willing to, music is that gateway to people's souls and people's heart.
Yeah.
And when you're able to connect with them on that level, you know, like, this is all worth it, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
I,
And
I
this
have
is
some
one reason-
inspiration. We've been talking about this. Maybe we should play another song.
Yeah,
You wanna
let's
play the wedding
please.
song. We didn't prepare that, but would you want to try it, or would you
There's
rather?
not much singing. You wanna? Okay.
There's singing. You have
I'm not sure this drum works.
don't use drum then.
Oh,
Just sing.
Yeah.
okay.
I think everyone would love to hear you sing, right, everybody? I mean, I
wonder, do we
certainly,
have some more questions.
you know, I mean, people are coming in, so let's hopefully, you know, no questions yet, but people
That's
are coming
okay.
in, so let's play some more if you can. That would be so awesome.
Can you see your tuning is right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, touring. We've been toured to 20 countries, and it was a wonderful way to. It's sometimes you have to get out of the place you're familiar
Yes.
with, and then you see things clearer. And so
Yeah.
I always like this feeling of going to some different culture place, and
Right.
yeah. And the
Right.
challenge really for me, I didn't say it's the flight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a lot of or even sing together through Zoom.
Right.
Just some possibility there. I feel people
Yes.
are trying their best.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, let's try this. We didn't practice this, so hopefully it won't be a disaster. But it's called the wedding song.
There you go. Wow. Thank you. That was so awesome.
We didn't practice it, and we did a
See?
good job.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't need the practice. No.
I tried to tell her that.
That was great. That was a lot of emotionals. There's a lot of emotions
Yeah.
going into that.
This is a good song that explains to you how we create. When he
Right.
came out from with some melody, and then I say, "Oh, I see a wedding celebration
Right.
that it's like a parade going through desert and then
Right.
coming." So yeah, there's a lot of different section. There's a lot of energy.
It's also a little bit like a classical piece in some way. Can you see
Yeah.
that? Like-
No, I know. Yeah, there was like all these transitions
Right.
that was happening, and then there was like the climax of it too. And
I think it's a little bit from all those years of listening to all that
right.
Beethoven. and
Beethoven.
crap.
I mean, look, it's so interesting because people always, you listen to a lot of, whether it's world music, whether it's global, whatever kind of music it is, for some reason, when you have a classical music background training, somehow that almost builds the foundation
Yeah.
for how the opportunity of sound can be like.
You're right. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful sometimes to say, "Oh, my father made me play the French horn," but because I played that, because I spent so many years immersed in classical music,
Right.
yes, I was steeped in the genius of all of Brahms, Wagner, Beethoven,
Yeah.
all that music. I just got in me, and so I think I'm lucky that I had that, and then when it became my turn to compose, I did have some feeling about music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And on top of it is, now we only have 2 people playing it.
Right.
By now, real CD that we have 5 people. And
Yeah, and
with
you were
all
saying
the
earlier, like
rich sound. And actually, people can hear our CDs, right?
Yes.
tell
Well,
us about it.
Okay,
What-
here's a moment to say we're lucky. We just started working with a company, the largest world music company on the planet is called ARC, ARC,
right.
and they're releasing our 3 independently created CDs.
One.
They're releasing all 3 one by one, and one of them already
Wow.
went out.
Great.
It went out like
Just
in
a few
April.
months ago.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes.
Congratulations. Well, where is it available? So please.
If you just go to ARC, it's on their page. ARC,
Okay.
ARC, a moving sound, then you can find it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
And there are a lot of promotion. They did a lot of broadcasting, a lot
Okay,
of programming.
okay,
People
okay.
can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or come to our website.
Yes, but if you want to buy the music, you can go to the ARC music page. You'll and look for a moving sound. You'll find it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If
and-
you want to know more about us and
see
see
the YouTube
videos and stuff, you
video.
can go to our
Yes.
website,
Yes.
which is amovingsound.com.
.com. Okay. And please follow their Facebook page.
Yep, we have
You
that
don't
too.
have Instagram.
Nope.
Yeah, we still not knowing how to do it.
I will say it's very time consuming.
to learn all that stuff. yeah, but-
I have a personal and a company Instagram account, and even the company, thankfully I have an amazing team, and I get schooled by my team all the time. So, when I post something, and then or accidentally it didn't, they kind of school me and yell at me and say, "No, Cindy, you can't post it that way." I was like, okay, and I just kind of leave it up to them to
Thank
do
God for
it.
young people.
Thank God. Look, I mean,
She's
know,
young.
but look, trust me. I mean, I
mean, really young.
believe I believe that they're closer to the ground, and I trust that they know what they're doing, and thankfully they do. So, I mean, but how do you feel though about we were talking about like the next new norm or how the live performance is going to change, and it's already changing, and people, everyone is sort of scrambling to try to figure out the next. I mean, for me, I don't know if it's about the next, but how do you create something new and exciting? I mean, do you see it that way? Like I know like a lot of, from the industry itself, from, you know, whether it's the creators, the artists, the content providers, the producers, the agents, the managers, the venues, whatnot. You know, there's a school where they're really resistant to the change, and then there's a school that is like, let's all go for it. I mean, where do you?
I think it's good. It's just going to expand.
Right.
What I think is, I think this, although what's going on has forced the virtual world, and and so this channel is now going to be available in a way people never would have imagined using it.
Right.
You know, like Tiny Desk and NPR, now that all the, you know, at home concerts.
Yeah.
So it's just going to, like, you know, really expand. However, nothing will replace,
Yes.
you know, seeing a live show.
Right.
So it's going to get back. You know, it's
Right.
going to come back. And so then, but I just think it's just going to expand the possibilities of how we connect. That's what I feel.
Great. Great.
I mean, except that we didn't have the tour, I have to be honest, I feel last year is the time that I really have a real resting, and I didn't have time to take classes. So I got the chance to take a lot of master, you know, teacher that I want to online course. So I feel it's keep having hope and preparing yourself. That's what I feel. Yes, I think there will be some new way, but don't feel too depressed. Like, really take this chance to nourish. I take this chance to nourish myself and build up some new idea. And so I think be hopeful for me.
Yeah, it's like a long winter or something, like the feeling, like the time going in, you know, it's interrupted. You know, all the normal is interrupted, so it's a time to go in. And that's
In the past, we just so busy in doing all this business. But now I actually rarely have time to talk with other musicians. There is something beautiful, you know, we talk about challenge, we talk about some new possibility. I feel maybe it will be a way people collaborate more. Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty, right? Because like you said, and what I'm really proud of is that, you know, through my channel, through my series, we already allowed artists on my series to get to know each other and wanting to create with each other, and they did. And from that, I know I'm on the right path, you know.
Yep.
And like you said, we have to stay hopeful.
Yeah,
You know,
creative process.
Well, it is. And like I said in the very beginning, you know, we're supposed to be in the creative process, and we're supposed to be in the creative industry, yet we've gotten to a point where everything becomes autopilot in a way.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, the world is so busy. It's easy to just frantically, I'm just trying to keep up with all the
Yes.
possibilities and got next check off the list.
Right.
But there's one thing about the interruption. Yes, it changes, forces you to think in a new way. I think it's really wonderful, Cindy, what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. I mean,
Thank
like I said, we had never done this before.
Well,
And
I hope it was fun.
it's really fun. It's really fun, and we I think, I would like to participate again.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think, again, like, this is a conversation you would never be able to have with your audience if
Right.
you were on stage, right?
Right.
Like,
you couldn't talk this much.
You could never talk this much. You couldn't, you know, your audience would not have known this much about you guys
Yeah.
as an ensemble, as individuals.
Yes.
And I think that's the important part, is that we've lost in so many ways, you know.
Time.
Time.
Yes, time.
And
to be with each
also
other.
the time to be with each other, and then the patience to listen, to really listen to someone, really listen. And I think this is what I wanted to create. This is the kind of energy and the conversations I want to have with all the conversations that I have and all the guests, you know, that comes on, which is why it's not scripted. I don't want it to be scripted, you know, because it is live, and And as we know, in the real world, even when you say, especially like reality TV, it's supposed to be reality TV, but there's still a level of production that goes
Right.
into it. And I don't want to become, I'm trying not to become that, which is why we have the technical difficulties, and you see it. It's not scripted because I didn't script it, and these things happen, and we work with it and see how it goes.
It's like it feels like you're making a space.
Yeah, I'm
You're
making
a space for people to share and connect using
and
this
that's
technology.
and that's what I want to do, and that's why you say you haven't rehearsed it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No, you know, we're all human beings. No one is perfect.
Right.
Yeah, this is the best use of
Right.
technology.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I also appreciate the, the real energy. Yeah, I feel that it's something, stage you just try to present a perfect, no mistake condition. But this is something is real, and also see how everyone make a container for when
Yes.
things is not what you planned,
yeah.
how you gonna respond to it in a way that
Mhm.
still create a circle for it.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have an
Thank you.
idea as an ending thing.
Yeah, please.
One thing that
You have a lot of ideas.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
inspiration. Well, you made the space.
Thank
You
you.
make a space, and so inspiration can be in it.
Yeah.
Like, would you like to do? We do something we just call the vocal duet. We're just
okay.
we're just improvising. We're
Why
just
not?
improvising.
Yes,
our
please.
Vocal
You know,
duet.
to close us off
Okay,
for the
We will.
evening.
we will.
Take it away.
Okay.
Take it away. So, we actually sing a lot because we live in the mountain. Taiwan is so beautiful. we have a lot of mountain. We have ocean, and so we took a walk every day, and we have some spot that we have to stop and sing together, improvise together.
That is so beautiful.
It's a nice view.
Come closer.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. I need to experience that next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Come and visit us.
I'm going to have to come
We'll
and
take
hear
you on a
guys-
walk.
Yes, please.
You might even have to sing with us if you're not.
I love to. Not that I could really sing, but
Don't worry.
as long as you don't mind.
And then you will have like a 3 to 5 street dogs walk with us
Also,
every day.
a bunch of
Love
dogs
it.
join
They
us.
Love it.
Follow us.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
So, no plan, and we just
Take it away.
yes. Sami no bottom borders in and autumn in my bodies dawn.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What an honor. What an honor. It's been so long since I saw you guys, and it's so great to have you here. Thank you for coming onto my show. Thank you for just taking us through an evening of lots of inspirations, you know, taking us into just being kinder to ourselves, being kinder to each other, being kinder to the earth, and we gotta learn to, you know, to be more present and empathetic. And we look forward to seeing you back on the stage real soon, and I'm sure the world can't wait to have you guys in their part of the corner of the world as well.
We are scheduled, knock on something.
Yeah,
we're scheduled to be back in the U.S. in March 22.
That's okay. March 2022.
Right on your calendar.
Miss Sue Bernstein, I love you. I know you've got your hands full. They said March 2022. We look forward to seeing them in the U.S. for a tour in March 2022.
Yes. And if anyone, you can write any question or message on our Facebook. We will write back to you. And thank you for having us here.
No, it's
also,
my
one
pleasure.
thing. Thanks to these
you
nice
for
people.
I know. Come say hi, Alyssa. I've been using
come
Alyssa's.
And put your faces in with us.
They've been like hiding
Crawling.
under
Literally crawling.
the table.
Thank
Crawling
you.
around.
She's been like my stomping ground ever since I got to Taiwan. I'm like, can I use your studio? And she ends up being just like our engineer as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming us into
that's
your
the whole
home here.
fun of it. Yes, please. Thank you. And so don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us, InPulse Creatives. And also don't forget to follow you guys and check out their website, and please, you know, like them, follow them on Facebook as well. And as they said, their album is out on Arc Music or Arc Record.
One of those.
One of those, yes. You'll find it. So
moving sound.
amovingsound.com. So be safe, be well, and
have faith.
Have faith, and we will see you next time.
Yep.
Thank you. Good night.
Take
Good
care.
morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.